So this session is being recorded now, and I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. Change the link, viewer editor, copy the link. Here is the link. Let me send it to you here through. Okay, so here we are. And now let me just do something really quick. I'm gonna see the live video. The live session. This is live, right? So I'm gonna. We see this in YouTube in case that you wanted to see it in live. Okay, so this is okay. So here it is. Let me send this really quick. Here. Okay, guys. So here we are. I'm going to start sharing, and we share the screen. So this is live. Let me. So what was I going to do? Ah, yes, we're gonna put some of the words in the section, the first slide. So you can do slide 1, 2, or 3 to write your examples. Right. So,
okay, teacher. Thank you.
yes, no problem. Let's write some examples in. Came out, right? A manual to design. A manual to design something theoretical. A manual to design. Same lemon. As you can see, came out is here. Come out, published, right? A manual to design lemon selection machines just came out last month. Through the publisher of books. Publishers. Publishers. So just came out last month through publishers. We can have other words. Fill in the information in the space of the document. So you can also say fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. For example, the cat was hungry and fish. Fill in the blanks. The dog was angry and the neighbor in a lake. So we fill in the blanks. It's another activity that we have to do.
We have to put the verbs. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, well, this is just an example, right? For example, in the first case, Mich, what would you write here? The cat was hungry and what?
I give him fish. The fish.
Ate or caught or trapped. Ate.
Oh,
caught, got, etc. But normally you would say ate the fish, right? Or trapped the fish.
Mhm.
And then the next one, the dog was angry and what? The neighbor in a lake. What's the past tense of bite?
Bite.
Bit, yes, bit. He bit the neighbor. It's the past tense of bite. Okay. But the instruction here is fill in, complete the blanks, which is the word that we have here, fill in, right? Actually, they put it without the hyphen. The Americans put a hyphen on the British don't. Fill in the blanks. And you have other words that you can add to the session. You can also put the next one, flick through. Flick through is that you check to the magazine. Flick through, right? Tell me the name of a good book that you like, Mich or Miky. A good book that you like.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, the book of Dale Carnegie.
When I got the G book, I decided to flick through it immediately. Okay, that's a good example. When I got the Dale Carnegie book, I decided to flick through. Flick through is to check the book like this, flicking through. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. You do this quickly. Oh, okay, nice.
Como
Nice.
ojear.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, right? Flick through. You check the book quickly. Flick through. Then you have other ones. You also have going to deal with something in detail. Going to, all right. And this can be in present. Uh, the accountant and I went into detail about um, the numbers of the school. All right. The accountant and I went into detail about the numbers of the school. Right? Okay. Well, that is an example. We went is the past tense of going to detail, going to detail. You can write many more examples. Going to handout. Okay, handout is the action of giving something, like normally a piece of paper, but it can be other objects as well, to the people, to the public, right? I hand out to the customers about the properties, the health properties of red wine. Okay. I give a handout to the customers about the health properties of red wine. I gave a piece of document. I gave a document to the customers, and that included the properties of red wine. Okay. Okay. So you can do something similar here. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Very good. You got the link yet, guys? I think I'm gonna send it again.
The
Copy
link,
the.
yes, teacher.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, we have.
So let me put it again here. Oh, this is not the link. Link is here. Share. Copy link. And here is the link. Okay, with this you can access the Jamboard.
How many examples, teacher? Seven
Let's
examples?
just, well, we have 14 verbs, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7. There are 14. Let's write between 7 and 10, no more than 10 and no less than 7, because some
Okay,
of these,
teacher. Yes.
I mean, look up is very easy. Make up is an interesting verb, right? You invent an explanation. Make up is an explanation. Why do we only have one person here? I think we don't have Mich or you. He's not in the Jamboard.
I'm in the Jamboard. I
You,
think
oh,
that
so
is Mitch.
Mich is not in the Jamboard yet. Oh,
No,
okay.
it's kind of difficult to me joining a jumbo.
Ah, okay. So maybe it's better for you to do it in another application, Mitch, and just
Mhm.
send us the picture. Maybe you know where? Maybe in Paint.
Mm,
I don't know if Paint is better, or even Word.
I don't have computer apps.
Ah, okay. Or well, another thing you can do is to do the recording. You can do the recording and send it to the group. That can be another option.
I'll try.
Yeah, make out, make up, making up is invent an explanation. Making up. So, for example, um, the NATO made up a. Well, this is a difficult topic, controversial topic, of course. Do you have an opinion about the war between Russia and the Ukraine, Mickey or Mitch?
Mm, well, I think that there's a lot of information, but probably the information that we see in the news not is the most. Uh,
Reliable.
yeah, exactly. So I have a lot of doubts about the topic.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, because they report in a biased way. They are not objective. They are
Yes.
normally biased.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a difficult topic, and it's a bad situation. But um, in the U.S., there was a similar situation when the Russians tried to install nuclear missiles in Cuba in
Cuba.
1963. Yeah, that was in 1963. Let me see. Nuclear missile crisis. Cuba nuclear missile crisis. 19 what? 1962. It's exactly the same, but in this side of the world.
Hmm.
During the Cuban Missile Crisis, leaders of the US and the Soviet Union engaged in a tense 13-day political and military standoff over the installation of nuclear armed Soviet missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from the US, right?
Yeah.
So it's exactly the same, right? You install missile crisis, or it's like a gang starts to sell drugs in the corner of your house. What happens? Your dad, your mom, the neighbors will say, hey, wait, you cannot do that here. This is the border. This is the corner of my house. You cannot be here, right? You need to protect the family. So it's the
Mm.
same thing, right? You want to install nuclear missiles in close to my borders. Of course, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
So it's a very similar situation, right? It's
it's
that
a
right? Yeah,
it's a difficult situation.
yeah. And the pro is that it's all over the news. You cannot open a channel without looking at this concept.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let me see your examples.
Hmm.
Mickey, Mich. A new magazine came out yesterday in London. Spider-Man comic.
Uh, Teacher,
Yes.
turnover could be like uh, well, talking about directions.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You give directions. You turn right. You turn left, or you turn over the hill.
Hmm.
Right. In this case, when we talk about the media, newspapers, the news, etc., turnover is you turn a page. Like I'm gonna turn over this. So you are here. I'm gonna turn over. They tell you, okay, turn over that page. That is past. They make it in a figurative way, also, Mickey. You say, okay, this is a page. Turn over. So now it's the opposite side. Turn over is dar la vuelta a la página, right? Turn
Yeah.
over a page. Turn a page.
So
Turn
it could
over.
be turnover to new page to a new page.
Exactly. 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 Very good. Yeah. Turn over to a
Oh,
new page. Okay. So I think Mitch sent a line says, look up in this book that can help us win the project tomorrow. That something can help us. Yeah, exactly. Very good example, Mitch. Look up in this book that something can help us win the project of tomorrow. Very good. That is,
Thank you. Can you show me the list of the uh phrasal verbs? Thank you.
yeah, here it is. Phrasal verbs, bring up, come on, come out, fill in, flick through, go into, hand out, look up, make out, make up, put forward, see through, stand out, turnover.
Okay.
Stand, yeah, okay. You maybe,
mm, teacher,
yes, Mickey.
uh, how can we use put forward? I know that is like a suggestion, but how can I use it?
Okay, put forward, you can, you put a concept forward, right? Uh, for example, you can say, um, Mickey put forward the idea of banning the purchase of uranium from Mexican mines. Mickey suggested the idea of
Okay.
banning. Banning is prohibiting. You suggested that people don't buy from our mines. They don't buy uranium from Oaxaca, right, or Chiapas. Mickey put forward. He presented the idea. He suggested the idea of prohibiting the purchase of uranium from Mexican mines.
Okay. Okay.
There's another one here. Another example. Put forward in your posture. You can reflect more confidence if you straight up. No?
uh, what?
What's
No,
this? For me or for Mickey or for who?
I was checking how I can say enderezar, but
Straighten up. Straighten up.
uh,
Right.
I forget to change it.
Now, very good. Put forward in your. Okay. But put forward, Mitch, is suggest.
Uh-huh.
So I suggest I put forward the idea. You suggest an idea. You suggest a concept. You suggest something, right? Let me put that in next button here. I put forward, or I'd like to put forward the concept that people straighten up, people who straighten up look with more confidence. Okay, this is probably your idea. Let me see if it is correct. If this reflects what you think. Can you read this, Mitch, please?
I'd like to put forward the concept that people who str- strength up look with more confidence.
Yes. If I'm louching like this, I don't look with so much confidence as if I straighten up, right? If I straighten up, people look with more confidence. And if I louch down like this, then I look with less confidence. Is that the idea that you would like to suggest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe can be like this.
Teacher,
Yes, Mickey.
could be, for example, uh, I put forward e-commerce like topic to my oral exam.
I put forward e-commerce like a topic or
Okay, okay.
as a topic in my oral exam or for my oral exam. Very good, Mickey.
For my oral exam?
Hmm.
Okay, teacher. Thank
Very
you.
good. One, two, three, four, five, six. Let's just do one more.
Mm,
Turn over to a new page. And you can make that, you can use that as a figurative concept as well, right? A friend of you had some problems in the family, and you tell him, don't worry, Paco, turn over to a new page, make new friends, go to a new town, try a new life.
okay, okay.
Turn over to a new page, turn over to a new life. You can also make it in a figurative way. When you're talking about when you're talking about media, information, news, etc., you can say turn over to a new page.
Okay, teacher.
Or turn over the page and you will see the police section, or turn over to a new page and you will see the social section, or turn over the page and you'll see the sports section, etc.
And teacher, for stand out, uh, how can I do an example?
Okay,
For this
stand
lesson?
out is a very interesting verb. It's very useful. You can say which student stands out in your class for being, you are not common, you stand out for being responsible. But person can stand out also for being negligent or being too bossy or being too or bullying people, right? You can say you can also say uh, Lupe stands out because she wants to beat every boy that she meets. Okay, she doesn't go in the dark. She's very famous because she wants to fight with every boy that she meets, right? She wants to hit every boy that she meets. She stands out. You can stand out for something positive or you can stand out for something negative, right? It's like destacar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Could be I stand out of the crowd.
I stand out in the crowd.
The
Yes,
crowd.
maybe you're tall, or maybe mm, you're light dark, your skin's light dark like mine, and you go to Sweden, and all the people in Sweden are blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're going to stand out because you are the only person with light brunette, whereas the rest of the people are blonde, right? Or if a person, for example, the Mina's friend came to Mexico. He's a little bit African, which is nice.
Yeah.
Afro American. So he's gonna stand out here because he's different skin color, right? Let's see. Mitch sent another example. Let's read it.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it, Mitch, please?
Okay. Boy, I flick through a little that magazine, but I can't find any image of trees that can help me for my homework.
Very good, exactly. And you are correct. You made the correction of putting the verb in past tense. You said flicked through, flicked through. Perfect. Very good, Mitch. Good job. So
Thank
we have more verbs. If you wish to use one or two more verbs, Mitch.
Yeah.
Make up.
Teacher,
Yes, Mickey.
uh, I created an example using stand out.
Oh,
I don't
let's
know
see.
if it's right or not.
You want to read it, please?
Yeah. Could be I stand out of the people for my color skin.
I stand out from the people
From the people.
of my skin color. You stand out from the people of your skin color. That means that you look different from the people that have the same skin color as yours,
Yeah, like I stand out from the others for
from
my
the
color
others.
skin.
Up due
It's
to.
not is a true example, isn't it?
I
It's
stand
just
out due to my skin color.
due.
Debido a. I stand
Okay.
out from the rest of the people due to my skin color and my superb intelligence. You can say that, Mickey.
Yeah.
I stand out from the rest of the people
From the rest. Due is like
debido a,
debido a. Okay.
right, due to my, right. And you can say this in past tense. For example, when I went to Norway in 1986, I stood out from the previous Mexicans because they did not speak good English.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to Norway in 1986, I stood out from they said, "You're Mexican? Yeah. But why do you speak English?" Well, why not, right? This is long time ago, of course. But the Europeans were surprised. They had the notion that Mexicans were laying down in a cactus tree or that we had big hats and that we were lazy. Obviously, due to the movies that they watched, it's not just
Yeah.
because of that, right? But the concept they had about Mexicans was not very good. Now, with the advent of modern TV and more open news and internet, etc., the concept has drastically changed. Now, I have big respect for Mexicans as now people have been educating themselves quite a bit. But in the past, they had a bad concept of Mexicans.
Yeah.
So you stood out because they say, "Well, would you speak English? How can that be, right?"
How is
Yeah.
possible?
Yeah. Okay, here's one more from Mitch. Mitch, can you read it, please?
Yeah. That guy stands out of all the multitude with his neon pink color of his hair.
Okay, let's remove. Okay, stands out from the crowd, from the multitude. You can say that. From the crowd or from the multitude, you can say that.
Uh,
But you stand out from. Like here, I stood out from the previous Mexicans. You stand out
okay.
from the crowd. Yeah, perfect. So can you read it with this new addition, Mitch, please?
Mhm. That guy stands out from the crowd with his neon pink color of his hair.
Okay, very good. And yes, people stand out with that type of color. Well, let me check one more of Mickey's phrases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's read your examples. Mickey, you want to
Oh,
read them, please, or you want to write one more?
no, yes, sure, but I already did another example. I think
Oh,
that you
very
need
good.
to refresh the page.
I need to refresh the page. Huh? All right.
Oh my god. It's weird.
Oh, it's
Oh,
there. Huh?
here. Oh, appears. Yeah.
Okay, so can you read the first one, please?
Hmm. A new magazine came out yesterday in London.
Very good. The next, please.
I flicked through the new Spider-Man comic.
Very good. Yes.
I made up a poem about peace.
Fantastic. Good job.
Hmm. I look up a weird word in the dictionary.
Okay.
Hmm.
The next,
Turn over to a new page.
right.
Hmm. I put forward e-commerce as a topic for my oral exam.
Great. One more.
I stand out from the people for my skin color.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Let's read some of your phrases. Mitch, please. You have already a few ones. Can we read the first one again? Look up in this book.
Uh, okay. Uh, wait. Look up in this book that something can help us with the project of tomorrow.
Very good. The next one,
Uh,
please.
Put forward in your posture. You can reflect more confidence if you. I know.
We modify that.
Yeah, you can flip the diapositive to the other, please.
To the right or to the left? Here. I
I
was here,
think
right?
yeah, I'd like to put forward the concept that people who strengthen up look with more confidence.
Very good. Yes, excellent. Then the next one here in the self in the
Uh,
group.
Boy, I flicked through a little that magazine, but I can't find any image of trees for that can help me to with my homework. Uh,
Okay, yes.
uh, and that guy stands out from all the crowd with his neon pink color of his hair.
Okay. Imagine a person with that kind of color, right? Well,
I already see one the Sunday. Uh huh. That that was cool. Also, in my school, there was one guy with neon red hair. He stands out of all the classroom.
he stood out in past tense. He stood out. Or he stands out up to this moment.
Now he stands out.
What do you think of people with that type of color? Do you think people can stand out in ways like that, Mickey? Well, I mean, what do you think of people who stand out for unusual things, like having a even having a tattoo? I don't know what you think about people having a tattoo or a piercing, or flashy color, or strange clothing, or bad manners. What do you think about people who love to stand out due to unusual things?
Well, I respect their decisions, but probably I'm never gonna use a tattoo or wear a piercing. But I respect.
You respect that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the plague is over there. I am here. What do
Yeah.
you think? Okay, what do you think, Mitch?
Um. This. Well, I respect all people. I think they can use or wear whatever they want. just if don't uh, affect other persons with their actions. For example, the bad manners of you said, that's terribly. We never gonna accept someone with bad manners.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. Everyone can do whatever with their life, just don't affect the others negatively.
Negatively, yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Very good job. Very good job, guys. Thank you. Let's read phrases and collocations, and we have the application of, for example, control. You are in control of something. You are in control of the car. You take control of the airplane. Um, the issue, the project is under control. The packing house, the strawberry packing house is under the control of Poncho, right? The business is totally out of control. So you can use different applications for each word. So
Yeah.
let's read the words and the description, please.
Can I?
Please, please.
Phrases and collocations. Control. In control of something. Take control of something. Under control. Under the control of somebody.
Yes.
Out of control.
Very good, Mickey. Thanks very much. Mitch, can you do the second one, please?
Mm. Okay. Description?
Yes, please. Yes.
Give a description of something or somebody.
Perfect. Next, Mickey, please.
Difference. Make a difference to something, somebody. Tell the difference between. There is no some little etc. difference between.
For example, can you tell the difference between Uranus and Neptune, between two planets? Can you tell the difference? Or is it difficult to tell the difference?
Ren?
Between which planets?
Uh, Uranus and Neptune. Uranus and
Uranus,
Neptune.
Uranus and Neptune.
Can you tell the
Neptune?
difference? Well, Neptune, yes, because Pluto is no longer a planet, right? But I think Neptune still is.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, I think that the size of the planet.
the size, yeah, probably yes. Okay, so you tell the difference. You can say there is no difference or there is little difference between. Um, for example, Mitch, do you think there is little difference between perfect twins or there is no difference?
Twins?
Twins, yes.
Uh, I think it is impossible that one person can be totally physically equal than the other. I think the twins can have at least one little difference. Like I don't know how to say lunar,
Yeah, Mod.
a month, or some. Well, it can be at least a little difference. It's impossible that one person can be equal than the other.
Yeah, that's true because they all have different DNA, right? So, yeah, it's impossible. Okay, very good. Let's do the next one. Granted. Granted.
Granted, take something or somebody for granted.
Yeah,
What means
guaranteed.
granted?
Yeah, something is granted. It means that this something is guaranteed, right? For example, we take our parents for granted. We believe that they always are going to come to help us. And that's probably true. That's actually true, right? But we take something for granted. Um, for example, we take for granted that we're going to be young all our life, and that's not true, right? We're going to age with the pass of time. So, for example, you don't sleep well. Well, I'm very young. That's not important. We take for granted incorrectly, we take incorrectly for granted the fact that we're going to be young all the time. Or, for example, a person is very intelligent, so he doesn't study. He says, well, I take for granted that exams are going to be very easy. Or maybe a person doesn't want to make a big effort because he takes for granted that there will be no competition for something, maybe a job position, maybe or whatever, right? You take something for granted. Tomas por garantizado, right? Take for granted. You take something or you take somebody for granted,
Okay.
right? Okay, let's do the next one, please. Influence.
Yes, teacher. Influence something, somebody. Have been be an influence on something, somebody.
Do you think, Mickey, that you have an influence on somebody?
Yes, yes, teacher.
Yeah, that's normal,
Uh,
right? Because if you are in contact with the family, with friends, with colleagues, with partners, it's normal that people become influenced on somebody, right?
yeah.
Maybe Mitch exerts. You can also say, I exert a good amount of influence, right? You can also exert your influence. You can say,
What
uh,
means insert?
say that again, Mitch, please.
What means insert?
Exert, ejercer
Oh,
strong influence on children. I exert a strong influence on children in the junior high, for example. It may be, or not a very strong influence, whatever. I exert strong influence on children. That can be a case. Well, that's influence. Let's talk about internet.
on the internet, over the internet, surf the internet.
Yeah, well, that's very common, very usable. Thanks.
Mm.
News.
News in the news, on the news. Hear the news. News flash, newspaper.
Right. Just remember that you can also say a news. That was a good
News.
news. It can also be one only, right? That was a great news. It's one, but you put S.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It can be one or two. So, okay. Place, please.
Take place in place of at a place.
Okay, so where is your exam going to take place? Where is your math exam going to take place? Or where does your math exam take place normally? Right? Okay, well, we're gonna do more examples like this. Take place. Question.
Take
Question. Who reads question?
Me, teacher.
Okay, please.
Question, ask, answer a question. Question something or somebody. In question, question mark.
All right. You can question something. You can question the attitude of the Russians, for example, right? Mickey is questioning the attitude of the Russian army. Why are they doing that, right? It's questioning, or is not questioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is not questioning that. You can say is or is not. The next one, please. View.
mm, view. Have how take a view be somebody's views that in my view in view of look at see the view of something view from something or somewhere.
Exactly, exactly. So you can say in view of, so in view of, you can say in view of the fact that many young students are now developing 3D software for other countries. I am going to develop or to design a 3D educational software for Mexican schools, Mexican public schools. Well, that's only an idea. Can you read this, Mitch, please?
In
View.
view of the fact that many young students are now developing 3D software for other countries, I'm going to design a 3D educational software for Mexican public school.
That's just an idea, of course, for Mexican public schools. All right. So, in view, so given the fact that this is happening now, you take a decision, whatever decision you want. And then watch, Mickey, please.
Mm-hmm. Watch. watch something, somebody, watch out for something or somebody, and keep watch.
Okay, let's record in the group. We can do the audio. Okay, we can type 2 or 3 of your favorite phrases and collocations here in this section. Maybe 2 or 3 only that you
Okay.
like, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a word or
No, no,
all
no.
the.
The complete word, the complete application, the complete phrase or sentence, Mitch, please.
Okay.
Down, teacher.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mickey. Let me read it. Let's check it. Okay. Oh, you recorded something. Let's see. Mickey and Mitch. But Mickey, you didn't provide a practical example.
Sorry, teacher.
I think I didn't give the instruction clearly. The idea is
Okay.
that you give a practical example with the word on the left.
Oh,
Mm,
okay, okay, teacher.
So maybe
Oh,
I didn't explain myself clearly. I'm sorry, but
don't worry.
let's do an example, a practical example with the words on the left, please.
Okay, teacher. Yes.
okay.
Okay. Same thing, Mitch. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't say clearly what I wanted you to guys to do. So give an example, a practical example using the words, please. Okay, let's see. Let's see, Mitch. Miky sent it. Yes, very good, Miky. Okay, I was surfing the internet. Good job.
Thank you,
Uh,
teacher.
and then tell me a little description. Tell the restaurant description. Okay, notice Mitch that it says give me a little description, not tell me, but give me a little description of how that restaurant is. So it's good that you use give. Give me a little description of that restaurant.
Okay.
But the phrase is very good. Just give me a little description. Okay, guys. Well, let me now go to our famous readings that we normally do. And I'm going to go to readings. And we're about to finish the Dale Carnegie book that Miky mentioned, which is a great book, actually. I like that book a lot. You read it complete in Spanish, right, Miky?
Yes, teacher.
And you liked it?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot, right? Yes. Yeah, that's a great book. Let's choose one chapter here. Let me share screen. Oh, here we go. All right. So here we are. And we're going to go over one of the chapters that we haven't read yet. Here we are. And I believe that we were reading, if you do this, you're headed for trouble. Easy way to become a good conversationalist, how to interest people, how to make people like you instantly. You can't win an argument. It's your way of making enemies and how to avoid it. If you're wrong, admit it. A drop of honey, the secret of Socrates. So, which one do you feel like reading today?
Mm, could be what everybody wants.
What everybody wants, right? What everybody wants is page 167. Do you feel okay with that page, with that chapter, Mitch? What everybody wants?
Mm-hmm.
What everybody wants. Okay, that's a great topic. What everybody wants. What do everybody want, by the way? What do you think everybody wants?
Probably health,
Health,
money.
yeah, money. What else?
Mm,
Happiness.
Happiness. What else?
could be travel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What do people normally want from other people? What do you expect from other people, from others? When you go to the
Mm,
street, when you go to a job, when you go to school,
friendship.
Respect.
with all respect, of
Friendship.
course. So let me put that. People want respect from others, right?
Hmm.
People want respect. People want respect. Do you think that people want appreciation?
Yeah.
Respect,
Mm-hmm.
appreciation. What else? Let's suppose that you go to work for a company and you do a great job. Do you expect to be recognized? Do you expect recognition from your bosses or only your salary?
Yeah, recognition.
Recognition. And you become a great, great, great friend with other friends, with the family, with in the future with your children, with your parents. Do you think that gratitude is something normal to expect?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude is something that people expect, right? What else do people expect from others? Let's suppose that you are in a difficult moment, right? Everyone has difficult moments in life. And
Support.
support, okay, support, uh, maybe consideration,
Yeah.
um, some, lots of things. People expect a lot, right? And that's normal that we're humans. So if we're willing to give this to other people, we can expect that from them. Do you
Yeah.
think that is true? If we give something to somebody, we can also expect to get it. Do you think this phrase is true?
Not always.
Not always.
No, because probably you give something to somebody and the other person just not gonna do it. So I think that is better to not expect.
It's better not to expect.
Not expect. Yeah.
So it's better not to expect
Mhm.
anything from the others. Okay, that's an interesting concept. All right. What do you think, Mitch?
Mm, uh, um, well, uh, how was the phrase? Mm, oh no, I forget it.
Mitchell was sleeping.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
okay, okay. Well, let's say that when people are in a difficult moment, you expect some comfort
Yeah.
from you from the family, right? So they comfort you, they give you some
Mhm.
comfort and consideration and support. So there are some things that you can expect from the family, from friends, from your classmates. From there is something that you can expect from every person,
Yeah.
and be willing to provide it to. And you can say, I cannot expect this from this or from that, etc. But everybody wants something. Let's see what it is. I'm sure you're gonna like it. Okay, let's start reading this. What everybody wants. Okay, who wants to start, please? The first two paragraphs, the first three paragraphs here, from here to here, please. Okay.
until
Rattlesnakes, rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
rattlesnakes. Okay.
Yes, please.
Wouldn't you like to have a magic phrase that would stop arguments, eliminate ill feeling, create goodwill, and make the other person listen attentively? Yes? Alright. Here it is. I don't blame you one iota
Yeah.
for feeling as you do. What means iota?
Yeah, that one small iota is a word in Greek. I don't blame you one small thing for feeling as you do. I don't blame you a little, even a little. I don't blame you. Blame is culpar, so I don't blame you one iota for feeling as you do.
As you do, if I were you, I will undoubtedly feel just as you do. I answer like that will soften the most cantankerous. What means that?
Very buoyant, very bullying, very angry person that talks and talks.
I can take care of all cause alive, and you can say that I be 100% sincere because if you were the other person, you of course will feel just as he does. Take a component. For example, suppose you have inherited the
Inherited.
same body
Yes.
inherited the same body and temperament and mind that all compound have supposed to have had his environment and experiences you will then precisely the what he was and where he was, for it is those things and only those things can make him what he was. The only reason, for example, that you are not rattlesnakes is that your mother and father were rattlesnakes.
Exactly. I mean, if my father was a puma and my mother was a puma, I would be a puma, right?
Mm-hmm.
If so, we are what we are because of our genes, DNA, and our circumstances. Well, so let's. Do you agree with that, Mickey, Mitch?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sure.
It's obvious, right? Okay, but
Mhm.
let's continue with the next paragraph. They are a bit interesting. You
Okay.
deserve.
You deserve very little credit for being what you are. And remember, the people who come to you irritated, bigoted, unreasoning, deserve very little discredit for being what they are. Feel, could you scroll? I think. Feel sorry for the poor devils. Pity them. Sympathize with them. Say to yourself, there, but for the grace of God, go I. Three-fourths of the people you will ever meet are hungering and thirsting for sympathy. Give it to them, and they will love you.
Okay, what do you think of this? Three-fourths of the people that you will ever meet are hungering, are starving, thirsting for sympathy. Uh, why why is it good to give sympathy to other people? Why is it good? Why is it convenient or good to provide sympathy? To provide sympathy, right?
Mhm.
To other people. To other people. Why is it good or convenient?
Put ourselves in the place of the other person and understand them better.
Exactly, exactly. So, um, yeah, uh, yeah, exactly, exactly. You understand them better if you put yourself in the shoes of the other person, right? What do you think, Mickey?
Mm, yeah, I think that all the people in a certain way wants the same, and I think that everybody wants uh, to get sympathy to the other people. So I think that is convenient because if you are sympathy with the people, the most
Right.
probably is that the other people gonna be sympathy with you.
They're gonna have sympathy with you, right?
Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah, that
help.
is very, very true. That is fabulous. Well, that is very important. Let's continue here. Uh, Mitch, please. Here, please.
I once gave a broadcast about the author of Little Woman Louisa May Alcott. Naturally, I knew she had lived and written her immortal books in Concord, Massachusetts, but without thinking what I was saying, I spoke of visiting her old home in Concord,
Hampshire,
as
New
Hampshire.
Hampshire.
New Hampshire. If I had said New Hampshire only once, it might have been forgiven, but alas and alack. What means that? Alas and alack?
It's an interjection, but wow, what the heck? What the hell? Like Allah and alack. It's like an expression, an interjection. Like, well, what the heck?
Okay. I said it twice. I was deluxe with letters and telegrams, stealing him messages that swirled around my defenseless head like a swarm of hornets. Many were indignant, a few insulting.
Yes, they confused the residence of a very famous writer. It's like if you go to Mexico City and you say, well, congratulations for Octavio Paz. He was born in Tijuana, blah, 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 but Octavio Paz from Tijuana. So he involuntarily offended the people from Mexico City, right? Or from Massachusetts because he said this great writer, Louisa May Alcott from Massachusetts. He said from New Hampshire and was from Massachusetts. Okay, so let's continue, Mickey, please. One colonial dame.
Yes, sure. One colonial dame who had been reared in Concord, Massachusetts, and who was then living in Philadelphia, vented her scorching wrath upon me. She couldn't have been much more bitter if I had accused Miss Alcott of being a cannibal from New Guinea. As I read the letter, I said to myself, "Thank God, I'm not married to that woman." I felt like writing and telling her that although I had made a mistake in geography, she had made a far greater mistake in common courtesy. That was to be just my opening sentence. Then I was going to roll up my sleeves and tell her what I really thought. But I didn't. I controlled myself. I realized that any hot-headed fool could do that, and that most fools would do just that.
Exactly. So he controlled himself, right? That started a war of words, and he says, "No, wait, wait, wait. Any fool can overreact. Let's try to keep things under control." And so, what happened here, please, Mitch? Can you please continue?
I want to be above the fool, so I resolved to try and turn her hostility into friendliness. It will be a challenge, a sort of game I could play, I said to myself. After all, if I were she, I would probably feel just as she does. So I determined to sympathize with her viewpoint. The next time I was in Philadelphia, I called her on the telephone. The conversation went something like this. Mr. So and so, you wrote me a letter a few weeks ago, and I want to thank you for it. She, incisive, cultured, well breathed tones. To whom have I honored speaking? Um, I'm a stranger to you. My name is. My name is Dale Carnegie. You listened to a broadcast I gave about Louisa May Alcott a few Sundays ago, and I made the unforgivable blunder of saying that she had lived in Concord in New Hampshire. It was a stupid blunder, and I want to apologize for it. It was so nice of you to take the time to greet me. I'm sorry, Mr. Kanji, that I wrote as I did. I lost my temper. I must apologize. No, no, you are not the one to apologize. I am. Any school child will have no better than to have said what I said. I apologize over the air the following Sunday, and I want to apologize to you personally now. Uh, I was from Concord, Massachusetts. My family has been prominent in Massachusetts affairs for 2 centuries, and I am very proud of my native state. I was really quite distressed to hear you say that Miss Alcott had lived in New Hampshire, but I'm really ashamed of that letter. I assure you that you were not wanted, and as distressed as I am, my error didn't hurt Massachusetts, but it did hurt me. It is so seldom that people of your standing and culture take the time to write people who speaks on the radio, and I do hope you will write me again if you detect an error in my talks. You know, I really very much the way you have accepted my criticisms. You must be a very nice person. I should like to know you better.
Okay. So apologies and apologies and apologies, and they became friends. Let's continue, Mickey, please, because it has a nice ending. Yes.
So, because I had apologized and sympathized with her point of view, she began apologizing and sympathizing with my point of view. I had the satisfaction of controlling my temper, the satisfaction of returning kindness for an insult. I got infinitely more real fun out of making her like me than I could ever have gotten out of telling her to go and take a jump in the Schuylkill River.
Okay. Yeah, let's continue, Mickey. Every man.
Gesture. Every man who occupies the White House is faced almost daily with thorny problems in human relations. President Taft was no exception, and he learned from experience the enormous chemical value of sympathy in neutralizing the acid of hard feelings. In his book Ethics in Service, Taft gives reader an amusing illustration of how he softened the ire of disappointed and ambitious mother.
Okay. This is a good topic because we need to be intelligent to disarm a person who has a lot of anger or wrath, right? Or ire. If a person feels a deep ire, wrath, or anger, it is wiser to disarm him or her with cunning, smart, sweet, or funny words. What do you think about this? Let's see. Can somebody read this sentence?
Yes, sir. If a person feels a deep ire, wrath or anger, it is wiser to disarm him or her with cunning, smart, sweet, or funny words.
Yeah, what's your opinion about this phrase, this sentence?
Yeah, well, I
Also,
completely agree. Oh, sorry.
sorry.
I completely agree with the phrase because mm, I think that it's so important the way that you tell the things. And if you tell in the same way, for example, if someone tells you something with anger and you answer in the same way, you're gonna cause a problem. And instead, if you answer in a with a with the smartness, yeah, smartness
Smartness, yes.
with the smartness, the most probably is that the answer of the other person or the way that he's talking to you gonna change.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, exactly. So, what is the strategy, Mitch, in this case for us as people, for people in general, to disarm the other person? What is the convenient way to do it? What do
This
you
song?
think? Yes, 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 yes. Um, yeah, we want to sympathize with people, even when they are angry or bitter or they have this wrath, this big, deep anger, the wrath, ira, right? Wrath. How can we disarm them? How can you disarm a person that you know that is angry? And I'm not saying that it's easy. Just how do you do it?
Uh, we can apply this like the example of conversation.
Yeah,
Apologize and apologize and uh, stand out some of qualities of the other person
yeah,
and apologize again
yeah,
and
exactly.
let's see what happens.
Right, that's a great idea. Well, as you can see, this sometimes is easy to say, not so easy to do, but yeah, it's a good example. I would say that maybe Saturday we can continue reading this because it doesn't finish here. It has not finished yet. It is page 170. So I'm sure you guys have a good memory. So let's try to remember page 170 and we continue working on this chapter. Is it okay next Saturday, like at 1 as we did last week, Mickey, Mitch?
Yes, sure. I think that there's no problem.
We
It's
It's
good
can,
for
not
me.
possible tomorrow, right?
excuse me.
It's not possible tomorrow, right?
The thing is that tomorrow I'm going to go to Toluca. It's an exception that I go to Toluca
Okay, okay.
because, as you know, I'm working for a university over there. I'm making materials of English, and so I need to go fix some papers with them tomorrow. That's the only thing. But normally we can on Thursdays.
It's okay.
Yes.
Yes, sure. It's okay on Saturday. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Okay, guys. Well, have a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful day. See you on Saturday then at 1. Okay.
Yes, sure. You as well. Take care.
My
Thank you very
Take
much.
care. Thank
Have
you.
a
Take
nice day.
care. Thank you. You too. Bye bye. Bye
Bye,
bye.
teacher. Thank you.
Bye bye.